Agree with that statement. That doesn't make any sense. It's failing to put science is the reason why you need to get vaccinated. So this is in fact putting science first. If you listen to the science overwhelmingly indicates that you should get vaccinated.
A portion of the actual virus, so your antibodies are probably better at that point than the vaccination.
Nick Carl is an experienced biochemist at Pfizer with a history of working in the pharmaceutical industry. Nick admits to our undercover journalist that those who've had COVID have stronger immunity than those who've received the Pfizer COVID vaccine.
When somebody is naturally immune, like they got COVID, they probably have better, like not better, but more antibodies against the virus. Because what the vaccine is like I said, that protein that's just on the outside. So it's just one antibody against one specific part of the virus.
It's failing to put science is the reason why you need to get vaccinated. So this is in fact putting science first. If you listen to the science overwhelmingly indicates that you should get vaccinated. If you listen to the science overwhelmingly indicates that you should get vaccinated. He was saying, and you heard the frustration in his voice, enough is enough. We've got to get people vaccinated. We have within our grasp the capability and the tools to do it. So I think that this speech and what it represents is a very strong step forward.
Public, if you have antibodies built up, like you should be able to prove that you have those built up.
I mean, I still feel like I work for like an evil corporation. They're trying to keep track of everyone that's been vaccinated versus the census of how many people are actually reported. Basically, our organization is run on COVID money now. You don't talk about anything that can possibly implicate you or like big fine. Even if you shut the door to the office, it's kind of like, who's listening?
I specifically have like, oh god, I signed NDAs against this.
The government doesn't want to show that the darn vaccine is full of shit.
Is the registry that's been vaccinated versus the census of how many people are actually reported. So, I mean, they're trying to get their numbers, but still, you shouldn't have to show anything, which is basically, in my opinion, a violation of HIPAA. No one has the right to ask you if you've been vaccinated, or so it's an invasion of privacy. I don't agree with it.
From a scientist with one of these companies.
How do we get the unvaccinated vaccinated?
I feel like what they're doing, like, for instance, like the city needs like vax cards and everything. It's just like about making it so inconvenient for like unvaccinated people to the point where they're just like, they don't get it. You know?
What do you mean?
Like if you are restricting people that are unvaccinated from doing anything, and then like vaccinated people are allowed to do anything they want, eventually they're just going to be like, let me just get vaccinated.
They got a ton of money to produce vaccines and they're pushing them.
So what happens to the monoclonal antibody treatments?
Pushed to the side.
Why?
Reason why you need to get vaccinated. So this is in fact putting science first. If you listen to the science overwhelmingly indicates that you should get vaccinated. That I totally disagree with it.
Let me ask you about another part of what the president discussed, and that is calling on the governors of all the states to require teachers and staff in the public schools to be vaccinated. Can he make the governors do this? How does that work?
No, he cannot, and that's exactly why he worded it that way. He is encouraging the governors and the local authorities to get the people in the school system to get vaccinated. He doesn't exert an authority to do that. He's using the power of persuasion in his office as president.
FDA and CDC this week to approve booster shots for millions of more Americans, and also new guidance.
Thanks for having me. Good morning, Chris.
So, as we said, the CDC this week approved the Moderna and J&J vaccines for millions of more Americans, as well as approving mix and match. You say that it's a personal option as to the individual.
Public, logically though, like if you have antibodies built up, like you should be able to prove that you have those built up. Like, and just be like, I don't know, maybe.
For immunity after 8 months, so I just got checked last month for antibodies.
I mean, that's no worries. Same thing with my brother.
So should I get the vaccine?
Wait.
Till when?
If your immunity starts to wane, then get vaccinated.
So are you well protected?
Yeah.
Like as much as the vaccine?
Probably more.
How so? Like how much more?
I mean, so when we came out with so right now we're seeing an increase in the Delta variant, mostly not because of the variant, because of their antibodies are waning. So they're still protected, but not at that 95% efficacy. It's more like 70%. So you're protected most likely for longer, since it was a natural response.